Interim payments are vital for construction projects which span over long durations, as it enables ongoing financing for the contractor. However, interim payments are not just a convenience for the contractor, it's also a requirement under UK law. In this video, we're going to look at what the law says and what process needs to be followed. Before we begin, if you enjoy watching these videos, be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. So when are interim payments actually required? Let's look at what the Housing Grants Construction and Regeneration Act 1996 states. A party to a construction contract is entitled to payments by instalments, stage payments, or other periodic payments for any work under the contract unless A. It is specified in the contract that the duration of work is to be less than 45 days, or B. It is agreed between the parties that the duration of work is estimated to be less than 45 days. Basically, if the work is longer than 45 days, then interim payments will need to be made. It's important that employers are aware of this law, as it provides the basis for interim payments throughout a project. In this video, we're going to explain the interim payment process using the NEC contract. Some of the durations in this example may be slightly different to the contract you're using. However, for the purpose of this video, we will use the standard NEC 21-day payment cycle. Under this payment cycle, the contractor submits their application for payment on the assessment date, or 7 calendar days before the due date. Over the next 7 calendar days, the employer will then carry out their assessment of the contractor's application, taking us to the due date. From the due date, the employer will have 5 days, as stated in the HGCR Act, to submit their interim payment certificate to the contractor. The interim payment certificate will contain the notified sum and the final date for payment. The final date for payment falls 14 calendar days after the due date, and if the contractor intends to pay less, they must issue a pay less notice no later than 7 days before the final date for payment. The final date for payment is the final date that the employer can pay the contractor before the contractor can suspend performance of the contract under Section 112 of the HGCR Act. It should be noted, if the employer fails to provide an interim payment certificate within 5 days of the due date, the contractor's application for payment becomes something known as a default payment notice under the HGCR Act. This means that unless the employer then submits a pay less notice, they will be required to pay the notified sum under the default payment notice. The 21-day payment calendar can be split into 2 sections: the assessment period, which covers the first 7 days, and the prescribed period, which covers the following 14 days. These periods are fixed by the contract and can be changed subject to agreement by the parties. We hope you found this video informative. If you want to watch more videos like this, why not check out some of our other playlists? We have the NEC playlist, the JCT playlist, the FIDIC playlist, the RICS playlist, the Method of Measurement playlist, and finally, the Quantity Surveying Principles playlist. Metroun, a commercial hub to your business.